Hi, I'm Brittany Ballantyne. I'm currently a middle grade science teacher in Harnett County. Today I'm going to be discussing with you um, personality and temperament. If you remember, we went over personality and temperament in chapter 4, and if you go back, it'll show you that the definition of personality can be described as distinctive thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that characterize the way an individual adapts to the world. There are 5 factors of personality. The first one is openness, which refers to one's imagination or practicality. Then there's conscientiousness, which is how organized or how careful that individual can be. And then we have extroversion, and this is just, dealing with their social ability, if they're introvert, extrovert. Then there's agreeableness. It tells you how trustworthy that individual can be. And then you're left with that individual's mental stability. Temperament is a person's behavioral style and characteristic ways of responding. There are 3 styles of temperament. There is easy child, which is generally in a positive mood and adapts easily to change. The difficult child, not so much in a positive mood. They, react negatively. They don't do well with change. And then there's that slow to warm up child, which is a child that has low activity, somewhat negative, and displays a low intensity of mood. As you can see, personality and temperament relate to one another, but they are not the same. This chart shows the percentage of children that falls into each category. If you click on the link, it takes you to a website which gives you a little bit more information and detail about the 3 categories of temperament. The source also gives parents examples of parental and child temperament. It also gives different ways to cope with temperament. As you can see here, it says to cope with challenging children, parents can see the positive in these challenging temperamental traits, learn about and accept your child's temperament, understand how your temperament fits with your children's, keep your expectations in line with your children's temperament, and don't take their temperament related behavior personally, for example. And that is a good thing for teachers as well. So we can use these in the classroom to help what we experience. There's also some for the slow to warm child. Okay. Then if we go on to the next slide, I have included some more links for teachers that talk about temperament and personality in the classroom. The following sources discuss examples, research, different techniques on how to influence the students, our role in their personality as teachers, and also ways for us to, look at our own temperament so that, we can compare and make sure that we are getting along with those students and not taking their temperament personal, as well as they're not taking our temperament personal. It also talks about development and ways to help the students succeed with their temperament. Here's another source that I included that provides some data on the 5 personality factors from primary education to post-secondary education. So it's a graph, and it shows you their growth from primary all the way into post-secondary about their 5 categories of personality. And it says that once children have transitioned to primary school, traits conceptually related to effortful control continue to predict academic achievement, particularly as assessed by higher report card grades. Poropat completed a definitive meta-analysis of Big 5 personality factors and course grades in which cumulative sample sizes ranged to over 70,000. Okay. I've also included 2 videos. The first one is a TED Talk video, and that is given to you by David C. Ritu. The second one is just a quick informational video by Nathan Fox, who has his PhD in child development. I have included some examples of personality and temperament as well. An example of personality: Sabrina is conscientious because she is always planning ahead instead of being spontaneous. And an example of temperament: Sasha is shy and takes her some time to get used to new places and people. She is typically scared and nervous on the first day of school. So there's some things that we can pay attention to whenever we are starting a new year with our students. Some takeaways. When dealing with personality and temperament, we have to remember that every child is different. Personality and temperament have a complex relationship. They are more alike than they are different because they complement each other as languages of individual differences. Also, we shouldn't let one's personality trait condemn them. Yeah. We shouldn't let one personality trait condemn their personality altogether, if that makes sense. Some questions that we should continue to pay attention to. Do we need to separate temperament and personality frameworks? Or how should we speak on the personality differences in children and adolescents? Thank you for your time. I hope this helps and gives you some information on how to handle personality and temperament in the classroom.